How's it going, guys? Bringer Platoon here, and welcome to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I will be in the Tier 7 American Heavy Tank, the T29. This is probably the best Tier 7 in the game, armor-wise. And when I say armor-wise, I am of course referring to the impenetrable fortress that is the turret. Now, when I say impenetrable, I mean unless you hit it from above, and you hit the commander's cupola / hatch or whatever on the top. Very noticeable, yet very unlikely that you will pen and or damage it. Because yeah, it's awesome. So, you may notice that I'm in a top tier matchup here, and basically nothing to worry about frontally. If you get hull down with this thing, even in Tier 9 matches, which is the highest tier you'll face, with this tank, well, they're not going to be able to damage you unless they either sling high explosives at you or they hit the hatch on your turret at, like, the perfect angle. Even with high penning guns, you'll have, people bounce off it. It's pretty fucking hilarious how trolly that little hatch is. And it's just an all-around great tank. Although it does lack in accuracy, it's not perfect. Its dispersion is 0.38, and you fire every 9 seconds or so. You'll see after I fire at a few targets here. But the APCR pen is 245, which is really great for Tier 7. Standard rounds have a average pen of, 198, and they are 8 regular AP rounds. And I know that they have a Tier 6 tank on their team. Well, sorry, Tier 6 British artillery tank on their team. The FV304 can shoot over it shoots very high up in the air. Its gun arc is very steep. So that means it could shoot it over me, well, even at the lowest point of this hill, if I were to back up, it could probably hit me behind this rock, like maybe 10 meters away from the rock, and still be able to hit me. However, the penetration on that thing is ass, and unless you pen with a whole whopping 57 millimeters of penetration for the gun, you're not going to be doing much damage against your targets. However, it does fire every 6 seconds, which does make it quite scary when you're dealing with it. And you're out in the open, and you're permatracked. So, yeah. It's lethal, but only if you're only up against one target, and you can, damage them every single time. If you're just hitting, like, double-digit numbers, you're probably gonna get killed before you can even kill one tank. It's an arty, I don't like it. Not because it's an arty, but because it has no penetration in its rounds. And it has no splash damage. If it lands directly next to you and the shell explodes, it probably won't even track your tank. That's how bad the splash radius is on that thing. Has none. But anyway, I'm 6 on top of that ridge. I'm pretty angled against this Tiger P. And I shoot at him and I magically track him. Was not trying to track him. I was just trying to hit his upper, weaker portion of his upper plate there. And then he turns his turret, give me a free pen on the side, which is great. Always love free damage. And as you can see, this thing doesn't really have impressive DPM. But even without the impressive DPM of this thing, when you're using like the 90 mil or the 76 millimeter, I don't know why you would use either of those guns compared to the 105. But if you are and you just like DPM and that's your thing with less penetration, that's fine. But when you face higher tier targets like tier 8s and tier 9s, then you're going to start to struggle. Like, a lot. Unless, of course, you're hull down and just picking away at them for fun. But even with those guns, your accuracy dispersion does not increase or decrease by much. So you're better off just using the 105 millimeter gun. And I figured I would just take that VK out of the game because he's a free shot and a one shot. He's gone. Artie has taken pot shots at me. I know I gotta get out of here soon, but not before I magically hit the turret ring of that Tiger P. As you can see, the accuracy is a little wonky, as I did describe before. But it's a great gun. Already hit me there for like What is it, 35 damage? I'll take it. But yeah, this Oni's getting pretty swamped here. I'll take him out for him, and then there's a Swedish tank destroyer, which I'm on the line. I'm on the tier 7 for the Swedish line now for the tank destroyers, and I'm pretty goddamn excited because I cannot wait to get to that UDES and start using that siege mode as well as that camouflage rating to my advantage. And if that FV304 British tier 6 artillery hit my engine deck, it'd be a good 450 right off of my HP pool. And he narrowly misses me there. So that was fun. But yeah, that thing, I don't like it. Yeah, it shoots quick, but and it's highly accurate, actually. It's very accurate. I don't know. I don't like it. And then this jokester tries to rush me. If he would have stopped and turned his tank towards me, he probably could have gotten another shot off. But then again, the Swedes are known for having extremely long aim times, or at least in the tier 6 and tier 7. I think in the tier 7 it gets a little better, or actually, you know, decent. But as for the tier 6, it's got like a 9 or 10 second reload time. It's kind of ridiculous. So, I'm very aware of what's happening right now. They outnumber us. Our arty is killed, of course. And they're going to cap out because they're fucking losers and they don't want to go after any kills because they're lazy or whatever the case may be. I don't care if you want to cap to win, but at least do it in situations where, you know, it's kind of dire. You can't win any other way, etc., etc. I don't know. I don't have much respect for people who cap. And you noticed I load premium rounds here. The accuracy, yeah. I want to make sure that even if my accuracy is off, I'll go through. And sure enough, I hit that guy's mantlet, and 245 pen, no problem, goes right through a tier 6. Probably didn't even need it, but I just loaded it because, you know, I wanted to reset as much of the cap as possible because I was pretty much the only one doing any damage here. And you'll see that in the end stats. But I'm not bragging. I'm just stating the truth, which, you know, it is. So, there you go. So the best thing that T29 could have probably done is stayed in the ridge and just use his gun depression to hide his lower hull to make me shoot at that tiny little hatch on the top of his turret. But he didn't do that. Instead, they both just go out in the open and let me kill them for some reason. So I guess this game isn't very impressive, only for the fact that I'm facing scrubs. But I think because of how much I made up for my team, that it's worth the upload. And I just look at him. He's so good. Oh god. I also get a pools medal here, which, you know, spoiler alert, is pretty goddamn impressive. I don't know. I like this game, and I love that Artie is still trying to hit me. Hilarious. But, another little funny part of this game, as we're about to see, is 3, 2, 1. That T29 AT is stuck. It's so bad because I've gotten stuck in the same exact spot before, and this is exactly what happened to me at that time. And it just sucks. Like, the mechanic for flipping your tank back over, I kind of panicked. I was looking at the minimap the entire time, just turning my tank, because I knew he was behind me. I didn't know which direction to turn. And I get a free pen on him. He hits the top of my turret, the FV304 Tier 6 British Artillery, for no damage. And that's why I hate that tank. Because if you hit something that's heavily armored, you're not going to do any damage to it. And that's horseshit for artillery. Oh, he did something there. He fucking hit the top of my engine deck. You see that health fly down? I don't know exactly what he hit me for, but I know it was damage, and that's not good. And he did it again. Except he hit my turret that time for some, like, minuscule amount of damage. But that's not important. So, the heavy tank behind me is just trolling along, and I'm telling him, you know what, dude, just go cap. If you're not going to do anything productive, just go cap. So he's sitting at the top of that ridge line, on his way to cap the base, which is fine, you know. Not really much else to do. I could probably get one more good pen in, but that's it. I'm really content with what happened this game. And there's the Artie, rushing down into the ridge. Because that's what you do when you're the last tank left and you're an artillery. You gotta shotgun things. And see, you can't do that with that British arty. Or any of them, really, except for maybe, like, the tier... A tier 8's and up, I would shotgun, but... I would say they're decent shotgunners, tier 8 and up. But not the lower tiered ones, you see, because they don't do a lot of damage when you hit people in the front, because they don't have the penetration values to fucking do anything. And there he is. I probably should have stopped and aimed in the shot at that corner, but I didn't. I figured I would miss him, or he would be at that corner already. So I just observe what he's doing, and at first I think he's going to cap the base, and I'm like, why would he try to do that? And then it turns out he's just leading us for a little run here. He's giving me a run for my money. He's baiting me. He's running. He's not trying to shoot at me, which is weird. Because as I'm detected, he could probably turn his tank and wail on me, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he just keeps running. And I don't know why, and I probably should have missed that shot too, but luckily it penned like the very back of his tank, and there's a little cinematic view of the T29 for you. And he died. And that's the game. And let's just see what the stats are here. 9,000 XP with that ×2 daily multiplier. I haven't played this tank in about a year and a half, so that's pretty great coming back to it. Got a Pools Metal Devastator. Well, that goes without saying. Steel Wall, Defender, and of course I ammo racked that light tank. I think it was the tier 6 MT25. But yeah, look at the fucking values my team put up. Like a fellow tier 7 tank, you know, 1,400 damage, 1,200 damage. Just why? How can people be so bad in this game? Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I'll catch you next time.